Friends around the world, we're still talking about coronavirus. I have a theory. I'm going to call it the pangolin theory. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Pangolin, an anteater in Asia and Africa that's covered with scales. It looks like a armadillo, and it rolls into a ball when it's threatened. I believe armadillos may do that as well. So a pangolin is kind of like an armadillo covered with scales. It's probably an anteater. All right, the pangolin may be the intermediate species between the horseshoe bat and human beings. The host, the intermediate host that could possibly transfer a bat virus to humans. And I want to point out that the seafood market in Wuhan did not sell bats, but they sold pangolins, among other things. The pangolin is a likely suspect in the transmission of the coronavirus, the novel coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, much like SARS, the original SARS, and the MERS. These three coronaviruses are similar, and they probably originated in bats and through an intermediate species such as a camel. I don't know what a civet is yet, or a pangolin. These viruses could have evolved, for lack of a better word, to infect humans. Um, there is a video that will go viral, put out by Epoch Times, that tries to incriminate the Chinese Communist Party. It is not my intention to defend the Chinese Communist Party. I intend to defend the truth. You should know that the Epoch Times is started by and operated by some Chinese dissidents who are very much opposed to the Chinese Communist Party, and I oppose the Chinese Communist Party as well. And I kind of have a leery feeling about a lot of Chinese. There seem to be a little bit cold-blooded compared to us Westerners, to put it mildly. And I would hate to mess with them on the battlefield, except that they also lack imagination. I think they have a mentality that made them wide open and susceptible to the communist doctrine. They're easily mobilized into armies, unthinking armies, I suspect, compared to the typical Westerner who would say, "You want to draft me for what? To go fight where? You want to draft me?" And the typical Westerner would say, "What? You're going to prohibit me from leaving my home? Why? Who gave you that authority?" That's the way the typical Westerner reacts. Plus, I think that the typical Westerner has more compassion and more imagination. So I caution you about this documentary put out by Epoch Times, and I wish you would check into the probability that this new virus was transferred from bats through the pangolin, which was sold at the seafood market in Wuhan. And it may or may not be a result of human engineering. I just like to keep the story authentic and honest, not trying to defend the Chinese Communist Party, of course. Thanks for listening. And if you think this is helpful, you share it, okay?